Okay, welcome then, everybody. And this is our first hand. Um, so another thing Colin told me is that these are all strong no trump auctions. Well, maybe. I'm not absolutely convinced. But this has nothing to do with system, really. It's the preempt. After the double, West makes a strong bid, and so they navigate their way to 6 diamonds. And the lead is, well, I'm the Queen of Hearts, although I don't have it on my notes. So we look at this and we see that there are no club losers, no spade losers, no heart losers, but the diamonds are rather weak. So what options do I have? Well, any 2-2 diamond break will suffice. I can even duck the first diamond, 2 diamonds to the 3, as long as they're 2-2, and then the ace will drop the other pair. But what if they're not? But I think we're dead if they're 4-0. So let's go for 3-1. Presumably North likely to have the singleton because North has the 7-card heart suit from the opening bid. Are there any holdings where we can gain? Well, there's just one actually, and this has as such nothing to do with deception. If you lead the Jack of Diamonds and if North has the 10 of diamonds, because the Jack of Diamonds pins the 10, North-South have no recourse whatsoever to prevent you taking 2 tricks. So let's just see that in action. There, we win. And we need to lead the Jack from dummy, so it looks safe to go and cross to dummy with a king. And now you lead the Jack, and you can see that on the normal play of the Queen of Diamonds, you simply win with the ace. And now, unless North has 3 diamonds, you can cross again to the east hand and lead another diamond. And now you can see whether South has the singleton king or the singleton 8, or both of them, whatever South does, you will be in a position to make sure that you only lose 1 diamond trick. So as such, this has nothing to do with deception, which is the theme of the day, as you were told. So why is it here? Well, a bit hard to show you with the current layout because I can't change the layout with any sort of ease on BBO. But if I just go back to where we, here we go, going back to where we led the Jack of Diamonds. Can you imagine for a moment that North doesn't have singleton 10, but North, say, has singleton king? And so South has the queen, the 10, and the 8. Well, this is a bit of a question for South, because if South lets that Jack run and West has the ace and the king, then not going to come to any diamond tricks whatsoever. Whereas if South covers the Jack with the queen and West does have the ace and the king, then West will be on the guess whether to finesse the 10 of diamonds. Remember, South we're thinking of as queen, 10, 8 of diamonds, and West has the ace and the king. By covering, he sets up the opportunity of making a diamond trick with his 10 of diamonds. And the same would be true if South had the king, 10, and small. The Jack is being led. Should I run this in case North has the ace or the queen of diamonds? Should I cover to give my 10 of diamonds a chance? So it's not only a percentage play in the sense it's 100% when North has the 10, but it would also have been a deceptive play when South has the one of the honors and North has another of the honors, the singleton king or the singleton queen. It would not be clear for South whether to cover the Jack or whether to let it run. And so, of course, that increases your chances of making the contract, because while they may get it right and not cover, and North singleton on a wins, sometimes they will cover to try and promote their 10, and then you've made your contract. So that's why this hand was there. And well done to all of those who led the Jack. I noticed I noticed some people didn't cover the Jack. I'm not convinced that's right. I suspect it doesn't matter. Once they've got this right of leading the Jack, if you cover with the Queen, it's hard to see how they're not going to cross back and lead yet another diamond through you. So quite possibly not covering in this position was the best option. But on the table I looked at, Declarer just ran the Jack of diamonds and wrapped up his tricks or her tricks in comfort. Oh, please do play it and save. Right, so I'm going to run this. So it was cover. You cover here because you've no idea whether North has King Doubleton of diamonds. So you certainly don't want to give yourself a guess on the next round by ducking. You may have a finesse position with ace 9, but if North had Doubleton King, you would be guessing what to do. Then you just cross back to the ace, lead the 3, and at this position, I imagine I put the 8 in. You never know your luck. Maybe North had some sort of, and of course, you've made the contract all except for one trick. So here I go, Senya. I'm claiming all but one. There you go. Okay, yes, I know you love me. Unwise woman. Okay, moving on to board number 2. Again, I see a board without bidding, so export to the table. Jolly good. Now, what have I got over here? Okay, so this is the file Colin sent me. You can't see this. I have 2 screens, and this is on the other one. Okay, so the bidding apparently was 1 heart. Pass. 3 no trumps. Pass. 4 hearts. Okay. Well, this looks like an ACL auction to me because in 2 over 1, 3 no trumps is to play, and this looks to me like one of these ACL pudding raises where you go and bid 3 no trumps with a 4-card heart fit and enough the game, but no distribution to put in a splinter bid. So 2 1 is 13 to 50. Oh, with 3 hearts, okay, but he certainly doesn't show a 4-card hearts, dude. East, of course, doesn't have an opener. I looked at that with horror that it had been opened at all, and I checked it out on the KR evaluator, and sure enough, it came up with a value of 9.55. So it's miles below an opening bid, which explains, of course, why you are. Yes, indeed, we do. And I know that. And that's why when Colin told me he'd written these to go with, well, he did say he said with a strong no trump. He didn't say with 2 over 1, but I saw this and I thought this doesn't look like he's written it for 2 over 1 anyway. Okay, anyway, so he shouldn't have opened. 9.55 is nowhere near an opening bid. Look at it, King, Queen, Doubleton. And while King, Queen, Jack of clubs all together is nice, there's no 4th or 5th card, and the opening suit is very weak. So it's an absolutely appalling hand to go opening. It's for people who like to open whenever the number comes up to 12 on the high card count. Here we are, though, in 4 hearts, and I wonder what the lead is. Jack of diamonds, it says. Okay, right. Okay, so I'm going to lose a diamond. I'm not going to lose a club. I can use the club to throw a spade. I still have a spade loser. So I'm going to lose a diamond and I'm going to lose a spade, and I need to lose only 1 heart in order to make this contract. Not so easy when you're missing ace and king of hearts. So if you think about it, there's only one way, because you must lose the diamond and you must really lose the spade. There's only one way you can actually only lose one heart. And that's if you have a perfect distribution of the opposing cards, which you guess is that distribution, and the opponents then make a mistake which allows you to create an additional trick. So there's two possibilities you should go for. One of them is that North has King 10 small, and South has a thing. Oh, the ace and the king can be back to front, but a singleton honor with South and honor 10-5 with North. And if you think that is the what did he play back? The check. I think he might play a club back here. Don't want to lose a spade and maybe set up something for his partner. So he may just play a passive diamond back. Let's suppose it is a club. That's how it can. Okay, and so that wins the trick. I want to be in the west hand anyway. Here we go. So this is the deceptive play. You think that North has King 10-5, and you lead the Queen of Hearts. Now, this gives North a bit of a problem, really. Should he just dock that? Because presumably West has ace for his bidding. And then after that, they'll just cash the ace, and then you lose another. Whereas if I go with the king, maybe the 10 hearts will be useful later. I don't think so, man. Personally, I would certainly go and duck that. My experience, anyway, is that when people don't take finesses, after all, honestly, if you are the ace queen of hearts, would you really lead the queen of hearts with the jack in dummy? Phil, for all that, many people will cover an honor with an honor, regardless. And of course, you can see that you have now just made the contract, because suddenly your losers have telescoped to just one heart loser. So another heart comes back. Sorry, club comes back. So crossover to hand with spade. And now when I finesse, there's no guess here. South would never have put the singleton on, so you're going to finesse one of your lower heart cards to bring the contract in. So there we go. I've still got my spade loser, but at this point I can claim all the tricks except one, and so I've made my contract. I must say, I think West North here ill-advised to cover. I say the advice I gave you, that when they have ace queen opposite jack, they always finesse. And even if they have ace queen on its own, it's very rare to see people just lead the queen with the ace because they want to go and give you a trick. So I really feel that this isn't a very great subterfuge. It might have been better if it had been North who had the singleton honor. And this was one of the other reasons I didn't particularly like this hand. If I export it to the table again, and the contract is 4 hearts by East, 4 hearts, pass, 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 and the lead is diamond, and I suggested that we play a club back. The alternative is to assume that it is North who has a singleton honor and South who has King 10-5. Now, this is a subterfuge that may be better placed to work, because if you try the equivalent, which is leading the jack from dummy, imagine in your mind that it's the hearts are reversed, King 10-5 in the south hand and ace in the north hand. Well, is that jack being led because West has the ace and the queen, but I've got the 10. If I cover the jack with my king, I'll make my 10 of hearts later on for a trick. At least I probably will. So I think this is much more tempting to try leading the jack. It won't work, of course, because South doesn't have King 10-5. He's going to play his singleton, and now the opponents will have no trouble. In fact, you're going to lose 2 more heart tricks because of the way you played it. But to me, that layout with North having a singleton honor would have been a better layout to play for. But this was the layout that was sent to me by Colin. So hey, I'm a good boy. I follow. I'm just a follower, basically. I'm not a great innovator of new things. So that's the analysis as far as I could see. You certainly want to go and lead an honor and get this distribution of 3-to-1 honor, singleton the other. One of them makes the mistake of covering, and then the singleton honor drops on it, and you've reduced the number of tricks that you have. Okay, let's move on to board number 3. Upload to the table. Okay. Now, is that board? Yes. Okay. So this one says spade plus 3 spades, 4 spades, 1 spade, 3 spades, 4 spades. Okay. So this at least looks a more normal option. Light in high cards, but with your 6-card suit, I think all of us would open a spade. And North has a unhappy raise to 3 spades because these hands where you're 4-3-3-3 often play just as well in 3-no trumps as in 4 spades. But there we go. It's a bit hard to see what else you do besides bid 3 spades. And then, although a minimum high card count, South likes the distribution and goes on to 4. The lead, board number 3. What's the lead? The 4 of clubs, it says. Have I got this right? Yes, 4 spades. And the lead is an active. No, 4 of clubs. Okay. Right. So let's analyze this from the north-south point of view. I've probably got 1 spade loser. They're probably going to break 3-2. I think it's something like 78% of the time. So the ace will drop an honor, and then we'll have a spade loser. May or may not have a heart loser. There's definitely 1 club loser, definitely 1 diamond loser. So at first sight, apart from the fact we need space to break, we really have a contract that depends on the heart finesse being right. So if the heart finesse is right, I will be able to finesse, and I'll lose no hearts, 1 club, 1 spade, 1 diamond. So in normal play, in my opinion, that is what's likely to happen. I don't know whether to start with the deceptive stuff later on. My concern is that he switches to hearts early on, and that will force me to take the heart finesse. And if it loses, I am then struggling to make the contract. How could I make the contract? Well, maybe I can sneak through a diamond by playing the 3 of diamonds towards the king jack, and maybe if they West ace of diamonds is with Western and the diamond is let through, then maybe I could use the 3rd round of clubs to go and throw away the other diamond. So certainly the first thing I think I should do is put the jack in, because although it blocks the suit for me, although it's blocked the suit, it has hidden the fact that I own the 10, and that with the almost certain club finesse, don't forget the very fact he put the ace up with the king in dummy means the queen of clubs is with West. I will be able to set up a club trick. I've just made it harder to do it, but disguise the fact that I can do it later on. So I'm reckoning many players will actually play a club back here. I don't think they'll be particularly interested in the heart. And if they play a club back, well, I don't think it matters whether he covers or not. They can see that Okay, so I can really uh, play this almost any way I like now. Have an ace of spades. I don't mind letting them know about the fact they have a spade winner, and I want to cross to dummy, and this has become a Morton's fork problem. If he rises with the ace of diamonds, now I've got two discards. I'll be able to throw away both of my losers. What can he do? He'll cash his trump. I won't do that because it just takes time for no reason. Let's suppose he plays another club, and after the club, I'll throw one of my hearts away, then the king of diamonds. Right, and now the last diamond, I can throw my other heart away. So you can see that if they're going to continue playing on the club suit, or even if they switch to diamonds, although I was all prepared to do subterfuge, in fact, I just have an easy time of it. Before the heart finesse is taken, I can set up my clubs and my diamonds, and I still got the spade loser, so I'll claim, but I'm going to claim just 5 more tricks, and the contract is making. So I reckon that's what probably will happen for most people when they get this club lead and the jack is put in, especially the jack, because it makes it look as though partner has the king and the 10 of clubs, so it's safe to go and play the clubs back. So the jack was a nice deceptive play, but let's just do it again and see other aspects of the table. Here we go. So this is a 4-spade contract by South. And this is an active lead by West, and a deceptive play over here. All right. Now, for all that, although I say East might play a club back, he certainly won't play a diamond back, will he? Not to the King Jack 10. He may think, well, it's all very well, but we can only ever get one club trick if partner's led a 4-card suit. And that's not too likely because he's led the 4 and the 3 is missing underneath. So Declarer might have started with 10-7-2, but meanwhile, perhaps we need some more tricks besides the club trick, which I hope to get. So it's just possible that East will correctly reason that way and switch to a harder trick 2 because he knows that he needs more tricks than just a second club trick. He needs something else as well. Well, now we're not so well placed. I didn't want to take this club finesse. I wanted to set out all my minder suit winners, but now I have to go and take it. So always disguise what you have, of course. So play the 10, not the jack. And up comes the king. And now what? Now I'm guessing, let me see, the 4, it's just possible partners a doubleton. Can I work towards something here? Let's go and play. Oh, okay. Well, okay, this really is not good for me. I've got a spade loser and I've got a diamond loser, but the great thing is they don't know for sure that they have a spade winner. I know it. I can see I'm missing the king and the queen. But from their point of view, you might be cashing the ace and king at any stage. So meanwhile, can I sneak through a diamond trick to, because if I can, I will then certainly be able to use my my club discard. I'll show you how it's done. I lead the diamond, and West thinking, well, we need 2 more tricks. Perhaps he's going to finesse the queen of diamonds. I'll put low and see if he misguesses. So I'll put the jack in, and of course it wins. So now I'm all set. I want to go and discard this. Well, I need to be in hand to take the finesse. So I cross back to the ace of spades, and West is horrified to see these partners got the king, because that meant he should have risen with the ace of diamonds. Now the finesse, and again, West is horrified to discover that there's actually a club winner that he didn't know about. He doesn't cover because that puts you in dummy to cash the club, but I'm still all right with that because I can actually cross to dummy, and now I'm in a position to use my disguise club winner to throw the diamond away. So again, I've made my contract. I've still got to lose with the Queen of Spades. So I'll claim this again. There we go, making +1. So this hand really is a very good example of deception. There's two examples of the deception. One of them is the fact that you do something really unusual in the club suit. You deliberately block it by rising with the queen and not unblocking your 10. And that's to lull the opponents into a sense of false security that I've only got one club winner. Each of them can expect their partner to hold that 10 of clubs, because after all, why did you go and put up the jack? Why didn't you put the 9 in if you actually had the 10 of clubs? So that's an excellent. And the other one is do not cash your ace of spades early to announce to everybody that they have a spade winner. If they know how many tricks they have, they know how many extra tricks they have to take in order to set the contract. So when this person plays a heart back, and now they're up to 2 tricks, if you cash the ace of clubs, announcing to West the ace of spades, announcing to West that he has the queen of spades as a winner, he may think of ducking your 3 of diamonds, but trust me, West will rise with the ace and make sure you go down. So disguise that fact as well. Hold back on the trumps and leave the 3 of diamonds at a point when West doesn't know if he's looking for ace and queen of diamonds for his 2 tricks, or whether he's looking for queen of spades and ace of diamonds. And as I defended it, of course, West got it wrong. He should have risen with the ace, but it's not at all clear to do so because of the concealment of information from the opponents to assist them going wrong. Everybody happy? John, yes, I am recording this session. And so, right, okay. Moving on to board number 4. Okay. I have the bidding over here somewhere. So apparently it's 1 diamond. And pass 1 heart. Oh, wait a bit, by West? No, there's a pass. Undo. Pass. 1 diamond. Pass. 1 heart. Pass. 1 no trump. Pass. And 3 no trumps. So you can be absolutely sure that this is an ACL auction, despite what I was promised. In the sense that North has a perfectly normal 1 no trump opener and has shown 12 to 14 if playing 2 over 1. So I assume Colin didn't annotate it for me, so I think you just have to sort of kind of live with these facts. I personally think he should annotate it, because when you're defending, you want to know how many points North has. So if you're expecting 12 to 14, you can go wrong in the defense. So I personally like to annotate it, but there we go. Okay. Well, John had a question. He wanted to know if the session was being recorded, Sonia. Indeed. Okay, so what do my notes tell me? It tells me that the lead is the queen of clubs. Well, hardly surprising, I suppose. Okay, so what have I got then? I've got 2 heart winners, no, 2 club winners, 3 spade winners. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can expect to make 3 diamond winners because it's 50-50, pretty close that the honours are split. And then there's another roughly 25% that West has both the honours. So there's only a quarter of the time will East have both of the diamond honours. And so by finessing in diamonds, I should be able to pick up 3 diamond tricks. And to many people, this would be sufficient analysis because it's clear that, well, maybe not. Can I develop the heart? Interesting. 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a holding where I can develop the hearts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would need. Oh, I hadn't thought of this when I was looking at the hand earlier. I suppose the 1, 2, 3. But if I do, I think I'm going to lose 2 heart tricks regardless. So I think if I try to develop the heart, they will set up the diamonds. Well, I suppose I could be lucky. The clubs might be 4-4. But the odds are when they choose a suit like this against you, the very fact they've chosen it swings the odds into the suit being a 5-card suit. So they're likely to be 3 tricks coming their way in the club suit. And if they do come to 2 diamonds, which I think they should. This is Queen the 10. No, I think I must lose 2 heart tricks. So to play on the hearts, I'd expect to lose 3 clubs and 2 hearts. But there again, and I'll just play it through. If you just say, well, then I'm going to develop the diamonds. So you win, maybe dot the first trick, normal to win the second. You don't want them switching to spades and maybe setting up more tricks or something that way, or maybe switching to some other suit. So normal to win, dot the second, play the third. I crossed a dummy to take my finesses. Move to there. And I don't know, I got loads of I think the normal thing is actually, because I'm a bit short of interest here, normally is to expect to lose the first trick by taking a finesse, and that unblocks one of these high cards, the Jack and the 10. So I'll play the Jack, and that does lose. So back comes the Queen. And this is when I would darken. Now they go and play another one. So throw a heart. Okay, now I cross for my second finesse, and you can see I very carefully kept 2 honours here and the 6, so I can lead my 9, and if West does decide to duck it for a second time, I'm in a nice position to continue with my 3rd finesse, and so bring in the contract. The difference is that playing it this way, now I just need 1 more trick, which I should have seen at the beginning, and that extra trick I've got 1 trick in the Queen of Spades. That brings me up to 8. One more, it's got to come from the heart suit. I need the Ace of Hearts on side, so I simply lead a heart across to or maybe cash by spade. I don't know, but it doesn't make any difference. The point is that East has no motivation whatsoever to do anything except take his Ace of Hearts and set the contract by cashing his 2 winners there. So I win the last trick. And I'll play it because Sanya loves completed hands, but I'm 1 down because I played it in such a straightforward fashion. I worked to go and set up my diamond suit. I I did what I expected. I made 3 diamond tricks and 3 spade tricks in the ace king of clubs, but it doesn't come up to the 9 tricks required. And I should have seen that right at the start. Upload the deal to the table. Yep. And give myself the contract of 3 no trumps by North. Trumps. And give myself the queen here. And I win. So, besides what I expected to die, I need one more trick. A quick trick, and one that I can take before they continue setting up their club suit. Well, there is one way that I might come for that, and that is that East owns the ace of hearts, and I lead one straight away. There's no good setting up my diamonds and letting them set up their club tricks and shouting at them that they're about to go and have set the contract by rising with the ace of clubs. I need to do it at trick 2 before they're aware of the right thing to do. And of course, what I'm playing for is not setting up the heart suit. There's too much involved in that. I am playing for just one extra trick that the king will stand up. And it does, because the ace of hearts is with ease. And the natural thing to do when somebody leads towards a suit of king 9, 8 to 5, is to dot the first round to keep your ace to beat high cards in declarer's hands. For all you know, this is the big suit that declarer has to go and set up without losing a trick. And now we've got that extra trick we need. So now I do exactly the same thing that I did before. I'm probably going to assume a loser and to finesse there. Again, they're going to switch to clubs. I don't think it matters really whether I'm going to finesse into the east hand. So this time I'll probably win straight away. I'm going to play a spade across. And I'm going to finesse into the east hand. It's got all those, but there again, I've got good chances that this is going to work. I've got it's actually a total of 76. Oh no, it's less than that because one of the honors was with the East Ham, but it's still the order of 2 to 1. I'm really likely that the King of Diamonds is with West, and the and East only had 1 honor, not 2, and so here I am finessing again, just as I did before, and you can count me 4, 2 spades. 1 diamond, that's 3 more tricks. So I'm claiming those 3 tricks. And so I'm claiming my contract. So this hand is all about preparation. You count what your plan is. And the plan was basically to set up the diamonds. When you work that through, you expect to lose 1 diamond. You have 3 diamonds, 8 tricks. Don't just stop there and say, well, I'll set those 8 up and then I'll see if I can find another. Say, where is that other one coming from? Well, basically, it has to be the ace of hearts with east. So, so that I don't think if you had the 10 of hearts and you were to be able to finesse against the queen of hearts, and you finesse it and that you finesse correctly against the queen of hearts and West has the ace, you're still going down on this line because you've lost 5, 4 clubs, 3 clubs, a diamond and a heart. You've got to play the heart so that there is no loser in the heart suit. So it is a deceptive play. You're trying to sneak that trick through. And the only serious way to do it is to lead the 4 and hope the ace is with the east hand. And so your king scores a quick trick. And then you get on to the real business at hand, which is taking finesses in the diamond. So can I drop into these, Alan? Safety play? No. According to distribution? No. Probably no. It's deception. The first hand, in all honesty, was can you find a distribution where you can always make the contract? But it had deceptive aspects. All of the others have deceptive aspects. So this one over here, it is deceptive to play the hearts early, because at that point they don't know for sure what's going on. You're much more likely to get a duck. If you describe the hand to them by setting up your diamonds, letting them count you up to 8 tricks, there is no deception anymore. You described your hand and the opponents know exactly what to do. So it's deception. Okay. It's finding ways to approach the thing so that they don't have the best, or they have a misconception about what they need to do to go and defeat the contract. So here the misconception is I'm keeping the ace to beat North's Queen of Hearts. That's the right thing to do. No, it isn't this time. You have to play the ace and get on with the job of setting up your club set. So it's deception. How about playing Jack of Hearts? I did wonder if the Jack of Hearts would be. I thought the Jack of Hearts might have some advantages, Jack, because especially playing match points, the one thing you don't want is to end up finding you're massively more down than everybody else in this contract when the ace is wrong. So if you decide to go and lead the Jack, I think East is likely to go and duck, and perhaps even more likely than when you lead a small one. But one of the big advantages is when the Queen is with East and it's covered, and the Ace of Hearts is with West, well, at least you're not going millions down because the hearts are guarded with the 9 and the 8 now, so it won't be quite as disastrous. So I quite fancied playing the Jack myself, but the play that Colin was advocating was a low one. So, well, you tell me. Yes, each will cover holding the Queen, and they'll do the King. And oh, good question, actually. If actually East had the Ace and the Queen, might he not just put the Ace on? So perhaps your leading the Jack will go wrong when East has the Ace and the Queen. I don't think it's entirely clear. As long as you lead early, it must be good. And I say match points where you don't want to go lots down, leading the Jack has certain attractions. But it's certainly, if I had Ace Queen and somebody led the Jack, I'd put the Ace on it, I think. So not what I want at all. So not entirely clear. Okay, board number 5, unless there's more questions. Okay, board number 5. Jolly good. So over here, I have the bidding. And it's 1 no trump, 3 no trumps. Any passes? Oh, yes. Pass. 1 no trump. Pass. 3 no trump. Pass, pass, pass. So at long last, we have a strong no trump opener. It feels good, doesn't it? 1 no trump and 3 no trump looks a perfectly normal auction to me. And the lead is the Jack of clubs down here. So let's be east-west. Not so good, really. They've hit my weak suit. But at least I'm going to make 2 tricks out of the club suit. So I got 3 more spades, I see. That gives me 5 tricks. So I need to develop something in the red suit. Now I can play on the hearts and I'll get 3 tricks. But that's not enough to make the contract. And I can play on the diamonds and I'll get 3 tricks. And that's not quite enough to make the contract. So I need, therefore, rather like an earlier one, when you can count that you need 1 more trick, and then you know that by running your other suits you can make the number of tricks you've required, then that's what you should do. You should try and make a diamond trick, or you should try and make a heart trick, and then if you get it, run to the other suit instead of all the tricks you need to make the contract. So, which one should I try and sneak a trick through in? They're much the same. I've got King, Queen, Jack 10 in both suits. Um, but actually, things aren't the same because East is the hidden hand and West is the open hand. So if I try and sneak a trick through in diamonds, well, is there really any motivation for them to go ducking a diamond trick when they can see I got Queen Jack 10 at the very least in the suit? So I reckon if I try and sneak through a diamond trick, they're going to take the ace and continue the clubber track. And of course, because I have Doubleton, I can't even shut North out of the play. He'll presumably have a third club and will end up taking the tricks that they need. But what about the heart suit? Well, now West is on view with the King 6-4-3 of hearts. I am much better placed to go and make a deceptive play here. And the deceptive play you need to convey is that you're taking a finesse in the heart suit. What I've got in mind, and let's win the first trick, shall we? So, but personally, I don't play the king. Oh, wait a minute. What are we in? No trumps. Oh, yes. So you're going to play the king in case partner's led from, well, because I play strong tens. Enough of the sides of if you're playing normal and the jack might still have ace jack 10, you put the king up so you can lead back in case part's got the ace and 10. Okay, so I win with the ace. And then I take a heart finesse by, say, leading the jack. Well, that's a clear indication I'm taking a heart finesse. Just as good is to lead the 10, which again looks as though I'm taking some sort of a heart finesse. Colin preferred the 10. Personally, I thought I preferred the jack. I thought it was clearer to me when I lead the jack. It's obvious I don't have the queen in the east hand. I am taking a finesse in the heart suit. So that would be my choice. But the whole idea is to give this impression that I really am taking a finesse when really I am trying to sneak past the ace of hearts. And I've done it. West did have it, or maybe North had the ace of hearts and decide to hold up for some reason. Many people do. They know that the hold up can be a good play, but they haven't quite got a feel for when it's a good play. And I've seen many people hold up when they shouldn't. So even in this position here, you may have actually manufactured a trick, even though it's the North who had. But the real deception was that it was South who had the ace of hearts, and you snuck past him as we have done. Well, that's it. That's the one trick I needed, and now I know what to do next because I am going to set up my diamond suit. And don't really know. I imagine he'd win with the ace because he wants to block the suit. And continue with the clubs. And they learn that the clubs are breaking, but I have no problems. In fact, even the blockage doesn't affect me because my 9 of diamonds is good, so I can actually overtake the queen of diamonds if I want to, and either 9 and I don't know, club's a loser. Let's throw that away. And I have 3 winners in the spade suit, and after that is going to be the opponents who enjoy themselves. I shall claim my 3 winners. There we go. So okay, again, this is one where it's fairly easy to analyze. You've got 8 tricks, whether you develop the diamonds or the hearts. You want to sneak through a trick in one and then play on the other one. The suits, I say at first sight, look the same, but it's much more easy to do a deceptive play in the heart suit because everybody can see the west hand. That's what dummy is. So you go and lead one of your intermediate cards to give an impression of a finesse, just hoping it survives. And it often will. Even when North has the ace, I've seen people duck. Once you've got that one trick, off you go. The remaining tricks that you need to bring your total up to 9. Right, taste no comments. I shall move on to the next hand. Mm. Oh, this is board 7. No, that's board 5. What have I done? Okay, let's move 7. Yes, indeed. Colin did wonder in his notes on this hand, Sanya. Oh, have I sent? I've sent the hand already. Do you want to put it back up to discuss it? Um, uh, export to the table. There we go. This is the hand. And the lead was a jack of clubs against 3 no trumps. And North puts up the king, and East wins with the ace. And Colin made the comment that that just might make South a little suspicious. It's not normal to immediately win the ace on the first round of a suit. I don't know. I just told you earlier that when I've got 2 winners, ace, queen, small, I do tend to win the first one, duck the second, win the third. So I don't think it's as clear as Colin was suggesting, but his concept was because I took the ace, it may give South the clue that actually I have a doubleton in the heart suit, and if so, it might be urgent to immediately get on running the club suit, and maybe they just get it right by rising with the ace of hearts and immediately continuing the attack on the club suit. Well, maybe, but I reckon that 99 players out of 100, when the Jack of Hearts is led, are going to duck it and let partner win with the Queen of Hearts, except partner doesn't have it. But you think North has got that, and partner's going to play a club back to me. I get in on the Ace of Hearts. So, but that was his comment that maybe taking the Ace of Clubs early would make South suspicious. I thought not, but there we go. Right, moving on to board 6, which you had a sneak preview of earlier. And I need to find my notes. Oh my goodness, this goes on forever. So 1 diamond says east. And I seem to have, if you're playing Geston, this is an ideal hand for it, but I guess we're not because it goes 1 heart. Pass. 1 spade. Yes, I think it's worth carrying on with such a strong hand. 1 spade. Pass 2 clubs. Right, and I play 4 suit forcing us forcing to game, so I don't think North is close at all to a 4 suit forcing bid, but that's apparently what I would personally bid 2 hearts. I've made a try by bidding the spades. It's up to partner to carry on. But according to the notes, it's let's force the game with their bid. Double, I've really got a good suit. 5-5, I'm 2 suited. I guess now he probably does have a 4 heart bid. Does West have a 3 diamond bid? No, you're vulnerable, even though you know you're opposite of a diamond fit. So 4 hearts, and here we are on some overbidding by North. So the lead is amazingly the 3 of diamonds. And now we start analyzing this from the point of view of north-south. So I'm not going to lose any diamond tricks. I'm not going to lose any club tricks. I'd expect 2 spade losers. It's possible West has the queen of spades. I'm sure East has the ace. But East did open the bidding, and the odds are the fact that East will have ace and queen of spades, but maybe I'll be lucky. Maybe I'll come to a second spade trick. Now, if so, I need to bring the trumps in, the heart suit, without any loss. And there's a number of ways you might try to do this. The obvious one, of course, is to play off the king, the queen, and the jack of diamonds in some suitable order. And if the hearts are 3-3, then you're going to make the contract. Yeah. And if there's a doubleton 10 of hearts, you're going to make the contract because it will drop, and my 9 of hearts will become a winner as well. Is there any other thing I could do? Well, I could finesse against the 9 of hearts. I could lead the 5 of hearts from dummy and put the 9 in. And every time East has, well, it would have to be 4 to the 10. Remember, I just play off the top hearts and drop the doubleton 10 or the tripleton 10. So I would gain if East had 4 hearts to the 10. Well, that's not very likely, really. After all, East has opened diamonds and rebid the diamond. So what's the chances that he happens to have a 4-card heart suit? And besides which, the chance of dropping the 10 doubleton is actually better than a particular person, East, having the 10 and taking a finesse against him. So the percentage play anyway is to play off the ace, king, and queen and hope that they're 3-3 or that the 10 wins, the 10 drops. So is there any other thing I can do? Well, there's one other, which is a deceptive play. It's not a very good deceptive play, but the idea is, can I sneak past a doubleton ace with somebody? Well, that would almost certainly have to be doubleton ace with East, the person who's opened the bidding. And maybe I can. And the way to sneak past them, let's follow to the first one. Okay. The way to sneak past them is certainly not to just play them, because obviously if you go and play a heart to the jack, nobody's going to dot the ace here. They're being forced to win it. So undo. What you do is lead the jack from the dummy to try the it takes for ages doing anything and then does many cards all at once. Okay, is to cross the dummy and lead this as though you're taking a finesse against some card or other. Well, it depends who you are. Lots of people will say, oh, my partner's probably got the queen here. I will duck this and let partner take a trick with his queen of hearts. And if so, he's made a huge error, because on the next heart, the ace is now just beating my 6, which is nothing. They will be able to attack something. Well, they're probably just going to try and cash the king of diamonds, actually, which is fine by me. I rough the diamond trick. And now I'm left with 2 top hearts. So off I go, drawing the trumps. And I don't think I'll play it through. I'm obviously going to play one more trump to draw the trumps. And then I've got 4 more club tricks. They will come to 2 spades at the end. Even if the queen of spades is with East, they'll come to, because by the time I've cashed all my winners, I'll have no trumps left. So when I lead a spade, East is going to keep a winning diamond and the ace of spades regardless. So there's no chance of any more tricks. I've just got my 5 tricks to come, which I can claim. There we go. So I could put it back up, but I think I can discuss it here. The deceptive play was to cross the dummy, lead the jack, and give the impression that I'm taking a heart finesse. Should East cover or not? Well, to my point of view, I think you definitely should cover an honor with an honor where there's no chance that partner's honor is going to drop. There's no reason to think, because partner's got a Doubleton Queen of Hearts, and if I rise with the ace, he's now going to play the king and drop the Doubleton Heart. Really? I mean, did South sound like a person with 7 hearts as well as a repeatable 5-card club suit? No, I don't think so. So I actually think it's very poor play for East to not cover the Jack of Hearts with the ace, because if West has the queen, West is almost certainly going to make it anyway. And generally speaking, covering an honor with an honor promotes the ranks of the lower cards, and generally that helps your partner out. Partner may have those lower cards like the 10, maybe even the queen and the 10 of hearts, who knows? And beating an honor is good for your side. So for all that, I say a lot of people will see the jack, but they're finessing. I will duck and let them finesse. But big mistake here, as you can see, covering the jack hearts with the ace. Make sure the contract goes down, because now you not only have your other winners, the 2 spade winners and the ace up, but partners 10 of hearts will be promoted and take a trick in the play. So don't know what to tell you, really. You should try this jack, because so many people will duck it. But if you're defense, you really should cover. There's really no chance that partner won't make the queen of hearts later. There really isn't. That's right. That's right. You sort of, that's what you do. Second hand and play is low, but also cover an honor with an honor is a very good maxim, and you cover it with a purpose of promoting lower cards. Will it promote lower cards? Well, yes, I think so. I mean, there's every chance that covering the jack with the ace will promote a lower card. I know I'm nagging the converted, and yeah, okay, let's move on. Okay. Oh, I need my secret notes over here. The secret notes say it's 1 diamond, 2 clubs, 10 of trumps, 3 no trump. Oh, wait a minute, with 2 passes. So pass. All right, pass, pass. 1 no trump. 1 no trump? No, no, no. Dear. It's pass, pass. 1 diamond.
Just can't get the staff, you know.
Oh, there you go. And how are you?
Good evening.
How did you do today?
We came second.
Well done. Good effort.
Thank you.
2 no trumps. Never guarantee first. In short duplicate.
Matthew's very tired. She's gone to bed.
Yes, she's working.
This is one of your favourite hands, this one, I know. I'll leave you to it.
Is it? Oh, okay. Right, okay. So what have we got? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, a 15 count. So we own 1 diamond. Okay, so maybe we all own 1 no trump. I'm sure we do. Opposite 1 diamond, you've got a passed hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I'm still not convinced I bid 2 clubs. I'll probably just bid 1 no trump. But there we go. Disapproving of auctions is kind of what I do, really. Let's move on to the play and the lead.
No, it was given. There you go.
Who gave it? Oh, sorry, you didn't invent all these auctions.
No, well, they've been modified a little, but yeah, it's the auction I have.
They're all over the place. Sometimes you own a strong no trump. Sometimes you own a weak no trump. Sometimes it's this. Sometimes it's that. They're everything. Oh, by the way, I love South Pass.
I wouldn't bid 2 clubs either, Alan. I really wouldn't.
You would 2 clubs either. No. Okay. All right. So I see. Well, I thought you were given the hands and you invented the auctions. I misunderstood what you told me. Moving on. 3 no trumps. Lead is, of course, the king of spades. Jolly good. Well, I would say this is my favorite hand, Colin. It certainly is easy to analyze. again, we're going to be north-south here, so the opposition has
I
just
was
set up.
being sarcastic.
Okay, calm down, calm down. Right. The opposition have started with a great suit for them, so they certainly have 3 spade tricks and even 4 spade tricks if the spades are breaking 5-3. I can't believe somebody got a 6-card suit. They're probably some sort of weak 2 would have come in here. So there's nothing I can do to stop them running this suit. I've only got ace doubleton. So even if they're 5-3, I can only hold up once. They will be running their spade suit. So I have to just hope it's a 4-card suit, because if it's a 5-card suit, they will take 4 spades after my ace, and they will take the ace of clubs, and I'm 1 down. So let us, as usually in these situations, work on the optimistic basis that I have a chance. In that case, it's a 4-card suit, and I will be able to knock out the ace of clubs, and they will only have 3 spades and the ace of clubs to take. So where does that bring me to? I have 1 spade, 4 clubs, once I've knocked it out, that's 6. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Oh no, ace is 5. 5. I can't count. 2 hearts for 7. Ace of diamonds for 8. So I thought I was miscounting, because if you had 9, it wouldn't be here as a problem. So we have 8 tricks, which we can clearly see. We are going to play the clubs. Where on earth can I get enough tricks from if I don't? They will cash 3 spades, and I will set up my clubs, and then. So as usual, it means, well, before they know what's going on, I need to sneak through a trick to bring my total up to 9, and then I'll do what I said I would do: run the clubs and run for home with my tricks from the club suit. So what do I have? I've got ace king of hearts. I could play ace king of hearts, drop the queen jack doubleton. Not very likely. It'd be terrible, really. I can cash the ace of diamonds and drop the singleton king of diamonds. And there is one other ploy, which is really quite clever, which relies on the fact that there is a doubleton ace of diamonds in dummy. And I'll show it to you. I may as well win at trick 1. Oops. You'd play the second highest, of course. There we go. Jason. Okay, here we go. The idea is that if you had queen jack 10 of diamonds, you might naturally lead the queen of diamonds, and it would be correct for East to not cover if actually the suit you're trying to set up, and don't forget North opened a diamond, it could easily be a 5-card suit. If you cover the queen of diamonds with the king, and you really did have queen jack 10 to 5, you just set the diamond suit up to run. Whereas if you duck the diamond, even if you were trying to set the diamond suit up, because you do have queen jack 10 to 5, by ducking twice, you still have a trick with that king of diamonds. Because you can see there's ace doubleton in the dummy, it is not clear that you should cover the queen of diamonds with the king. So let's go back to the crucial moment. Here we go. Right. So should East cover? It's obviously correct to do so in real life, because it's West who has the jack of diamonds, and with the diamond trick and your heart tricks and eventually the ace of clubs, you will set the contract. If you duck it to try and preserve your king of diamonds for later on, well, then you learn that, of course, diamonds is not the suit that the opposition were trying to develop. The suit they're trying to develop is, of course, the club suit, and so I can now claim my contract. I do have 4 tricks in diamonds, in clubs, another trick in diamonds, and the 2 heart tricks over there. They will continue the spades, of course, but that's not a problem for me. The spades are 4-4, which is what I needed. So once the throw those away, I doing this without much thought, really. At this point, they have to let me in, and I have 2 hearts, 4 clubs, and 1 diamond. That's 4, 5, 7 more tricks, so I can claim 7 more tricks and the contract.
Chinese players would have spotted this easier.
Well, beginners do mistake. They're told how when you got the Queen Jack 10, you leave the Queen to try and catch the King, and then they confuse that holding with Queen on its own,
Yeah,
and they think that leaving the Queen is the right thing to do. I don't think it's particularly Chinese, actually, Colin.
well, it's called a Chinese finesse. That's what I don't know why it's called a
I
Chinese.
think maybe called Chinese where you came from. It's
Well, it's a fairly well known
maybe a London
term, I
term,
think.
maybe. Hmm. Oh, no, up in Manchester, we're more sophisticated with our
Oh, right.
supercade. I think so, yes. Okay, so should you do that? Usual interesting question at match points, of course. Are you actually, is everybody else going to be in this contract? If so, you shouldn't play to go down more than everybody else does. I'm not sure everybody is going to be in this contract, so maybe even at match points, you should try this deception. If you're at teams, of course, who are just making the contract is the only thing, it's quite a rare play to make. You need the Queen of Diamonds on its own, so you wouldn't even dream of leading it normally, but it has to have Ace Doubleton opposite it. And the idea being that the opponents can think, oh, I mustn't cover. I hold on for 2 rounds, and then my king is going to take a trick anyway. And the bidding helped here. The opening bid of a diamond does start suggesting that North has something like Queen Jack 10 to 5 diamonds, and so holding up the King of Diamonds to delay the development of a hypothetical diamond suit is not at all a silly thing to do. I don't see why West can't have Ace and Queen of clubs, for instance, so that the clubs can't be developed, and so I don't I'm finding it 50-50 whether I would cover or not. I would certainly be very if it happened to me and I was in the E seat, I'd probably still be there thinking, is this a hand where I should cover or where I shouldn't? There's a lot to be said for docking. If it gets covered, you do. Yes, indeed, Caroline. And if I was trying to develop a diamond suit by not covering, then the King of Diamonds will take a trick later, and then I set the contract. I need to know if West has a 5 or 6 card diamond suit. I don't know how to find out at trick 2. Okay.
I think it's the best deceptive chance you've got on this hand, I mean, regardless of whether the contract's a reasonable one or not.
I think it's a good deceptive play. It's quite rare, of course, because you need this Ace Doubleton opposite, but it is an excellent deceptive play. Okay, well, let's finish our session, everybody, by going to board 8. Right, okay. And the bidding's over here. It's 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 attempt, and the opening bidder. So 1 club. And 1 diamond. Pass, 2 no trumps. So goes on forever. 2 no trumps. And 3 no trumps. Okay, so do we agree? 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So West has a standard 1 no trump opener, but decides to open a club. He spits his diamond. West spits a no trump. and then active partner is a maximum, presumably in the range 15 to 17, and so we've reached 3 no trumps. Okay. Lead is the 6 of hearts. Okay. So, um, a number of things are coming to my mind here. Obviously, I'm going to put the 10 up, and I very much assume the queen or the jack is going to come up, because with ace, queen, jack, or even the ace, and play one back. I can't believe North is under leading the ace, the queen, and the jack. And then I could hold off, because I can probably cover the return, and then, well, then it would depend what the opponents do. I don't think this is that good a line. The idea, of course, is to get the opponents to run themselves out of heart. Here we go, the queen, but I'm going to duck that. Now the 7. Okay, now I'm going to duck that. But I think, this is easy. Don't forget, you're supposed to play signals about length when you lead suits in no trumps. So if you have a 3-card suit, you from the original 3, you play the top one, then you play your middle card, and then you play the bottom one. From 4 or more, you return the 4th highest card in your suit. So here, it's impossible that I've got a 4-card suit in the south hand. I might just have a doubleton, but more likely I've got 3. The queen was my highest, the 7 is my middle, and I have the 3 or 4 hearts left for the other. So it's going to be quite obvious, really, to North that South likely has another card, but playing the ace of hearts at this point will cut himself off from from the heart suit with partner, and only established 3 heart tricks. So certainly at the table, was it tables? I know I watched at least one table who tried this. North got it right and realized that he needs to try and get partner in, and that just meant switching to the one I played the I thought it was clever, because leading the jack, I thought, is more likely to create an entry to partner's hand, because there is no entry. West has ace, king, queen, but it's more likely to create an entry to the south hand, because what you're looking for is another heart. And of course, once that's been done, well, now you're in a really bad position, because even if you could bring the whole of the diamond suit in, you have not made your king of hearts as a trick, so you are going to go down. So I think it was an optimistic try for the contract. So what else can we do? Well, what we can do, of course, is click this a few times and see where it goes. Okay. What we can do is win the king at this stage, and then go for our 9 tricks. So where are our 9 tricks coming from? I think really it's got to be the diamond suit. You've got 1 trick in hearts, 3 in diamonds. Dear. 1 trick in hearts, 3 in spades. That's 4. And 2 diamond tricks, 7, 8. I suppose you could just be lucky. It's not silly, is it, to just play a low club at trick 2? If North has the king to 3 clubs, then North will have the lead and can't attack my heart suit. I will probably make 3 clubs, 3 spades. I've made my 2 diamonds. So this looks like a flawed problems to me, because certainly a serious line here is simply to, which is going to fail, is to lead a low club at trick 2, and as long as the king of clubs is up there in the north hand, then the queen will actually win the trick, and I will be able to continue playing the clubs and put north on lead. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a silly line because I've already played my king of hearts. So they're just going to catch 4 heart tricks against me and I shall go down. So it's not a flawed problem after all. If I win the king hearts, yes, I just think, why didn't I see this? And that's because
I
I've
was
just been
waiting for you to
discussing.
work it out
Yeah,
yourself.
well, it's why I never win competitions, Colin. It's because right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's hopeless. So it's got to be the diamonds, and in the diamonds, well, I've got to be incredibly lucky. I need a 3/3 diamond break so I can run the whole of the diamond suit, and that's 36%, and then the queen of diamonds has to be right so that the finesse works. So it's 18% chance that I go for that north has queen to 3 diamonds. But even then is terrible because if I lead the jack of diamonds and north covers it, as people do when they cover an honor with an honor, now, well, I need the whole of the diamond suit. But you can see I no longer have it because I've got to use the 10 of diamonds. Otherwise, I have a loser in the diamond suit. And now I have no entry back to the dummy to run the diamond suit. And so, yet again, I am going to go down in this contract. So, what is my only chance? Well, it's a very poor one. But it is actually a chance. It is to lead the 10 of diamonds. Because now North does actually have a choice. It is still correct in real life, in this real hand, to put the queen on because you have the blocking jack and that prevents the diamond suit from running. But let's suppose you actually had the 10-9 smaller diamonds and partner had the doubleton jack. Well, if partner has the doubleton jack, it is absolutely terrible with the queen of diamonds on it because the doubleton jack is going to drop under the ace and king of diamonds and they're going to continue rolling the diamond suit out against you. By leading the 10 of diamonds, because when you led the jack of diamonds, there really was no choice. You cover an honor with an honor. Now here, it's possible we should cover an honor with an honor to promote something, but also if partner has doubleton jack, we will be not covering those, much as sacrificing our honor because partner's jack was going to do the job and beat the 10. So I really am at this point on a guess, and I might get it right, and I might play the queen, and I might get it wrong and discover that indeed it's the jack after all. Too late, my friend. And so we actually managed to bring in the diamond suit. And say it's an incredibly lucky hand to have a chance at all, because just to have queen to 3 diamonds on side is 18%. But I say then you still need I'll claim at this point so you can see the full hand. I'm claiming 2 more diamonds, ace of clubs and ace king queen of spades. That right? 2 more diamonds. Ace of clubs. Basically, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I came here. Oh,
6 more tricks, Alan. Yeah.
That's an over trick. Huh. Claim
Yeah.
an over trick. Yeah, jolly good. Okay. Didn't realize I was such a good player. I make over tricks. Okay.
No, I know
So I say, but this is a general moral actually about leading on the combinations. The rough guide is if you want them to cover, lead the highest one that you have. Normally that's the one that will get an automatic cover because after all, people do lead jacks without the 10s and without the 9s. And so by covering, they promote the lower cards and partner may have those lower cards. If you lead one of your more intermediate cards, they may still cover it. It often is correct to cover it, but often is correct not to cover it. So when you lead a lower one, you significantly increase your chances that you might not get a cover. And if you don't want to cover, you lead a low one like the 10, hoping that North ducks it. If you do want to cover, as sometimes you do, you lead the highest one possible, because that generally is the one. You're okay. I don't like frightening. What if Nord ducks a second diamond?
That won't happen.
If Nord ducks says, oh, if it doesn't matter. If the 10 of diamonds is allowed to win, I'm always going to play off the ace and king of diamonds next, Stanya. All right, and then I'm going to cash the 8 and the small one. Yeah, you're okay. As I say, it really is almost a basic principle that, roughly speaking, the higher the one you lead, the more likely you are to get a cover. The lower you lead, the more likely you are to get away with having it run. The opponent decides to go and duck it. So, with those tips, you're all going to do well in future. Was he in No. What
I
if
think
he's?
it's the point. Oh, sorry, Alan.
No, just reading the comments to see what I reply.
I was just going to say that it takes a certain type of devious mind to think of these plays in the first place. So anybody that has got a naturally devious mind should better pick these up pretty well.
I don't think this one's pretty. That general principle of the higher you lead an honor, the more likely you are to get a cover.
Oh, exactly right. I agree. Yeah.
It's not really subtle.
I mean, it still gives you, if you lead the jack, North doesn't have
You're
anything to think
welcome,
about.
Mehmet.
If you lead the 10,
That's right.
then North does have something to think
Yeah, they
about.
may get it
And if he
right, but
does, then he might
they
get it wrong.
they
That's your
will not
possibility to
always
do.
get it right.
Yeah.
And by the way, deception doesn't always work. They sometimes get it right. So
Well, I think
all
I
you can
made
do
the
is
point.
try it and see.
I made the point last week that if the defence give accurate length signals, a lot of these deceptive plays will not work simply because I know Declarer's got another diamond. You know, he's trying to fool me because I trust my partner more than I trust Declarer. But
I
I
didn't
just
say any here, Colin. They were
no, not
almost
like that.
all.
But I've
Hmm.
I've prepared another set. Whether we're going to use them or not, I'm not quite sure. But I have prepared another set. And that principle came up a lot last week. I don't think it's come up so much this week. But if the opposition, if the defence give accurate length signals, then kidding that you don't have another diamond just doesn't work, for example, you know, because both defenders know that you do if they got them right.
Yeah. Okay, well, you got another set of hands. Okay. Colin and I have another suggestion for a different type of Monday, which we're going to discuss with Sanya. But meanwhile, it looks like we're certainly going to have another one of these, if only to then tell you we're going to change it. But first of all, we need to discuss this with Sandia. So meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you. And unless there's comments, I am thinking of closing everything down.